Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Star Report. This is Jason here at New Dimensions Crystals and Reiki, downtown Brenham, Texas, right off of Main Street next to the radio station. And today's Star Report is for June the 4th through June the 10th, 2025. And everything's fine. As we jump right into it, our closest star in the Star Report is the Sun. And over the last couple of days, you might have noticed there's been a bunch of solar storms, solar disturbances in the Earth. So, magnetic storms. And that was due to the uptick of flares, but also right on the end of a large coronal hole. So it left our already weakening Earth's protective field low. And so you might have seen aurora down as far south as South Texas. Naked eye, not necessarily. You would have seen it on camera. You probably saw it on the internet because everybody's seeing it now on the internet. And so those solar storms, I think they were geomagnetic storms that were in the 3 and 4 level. I think they go to five. And so you might have noticed some internet difficulties, some slowing down, and then of course with the conglomeration of stuff you would have seen in the news, the uptick in eruptive behavior of volcanoes. I know some of those were on the television, and people were like, What's happening? Volcanoes erupting? Well, that's what happens. And then the earth shifts and the magnetics move and the compression goes in and out because coronal holes squeeze. And then solar flares trigger. So there you have it. So pay attention if you are close to any of those areas. The lasting effects of those storms, right? So you'll have the lasting effects of those for 24 to 48 hours. So probably through today, if not into tomorrow, there'll be some technical difficulties and just in the physical form, a general sense of agitation. Or that there's too much going on, right? So even I don't want to call it an anxiety, but it's just like the laundry list of things to think about and do sort of keep piling up, right? So it's that tension of like, oh, what about this? Oh, what about that? So pay attention to that energy. We are currently in the zodiac sign of Gemini, and so taking deep breaths might work because Gemini is affecting the lungs and the nerves. As we move down from Aries, Taurus into Gemini, you want to pay attention to over breathing, which might be a tendency given all the energy in the atmosphere. And of course, cell salts, potassium chloride, or just take all 12 in bioplasma will start to help regulate the oil and salt in the body, which is how your energy or your electricity sort of works in the body. We're currently in retrograde of Pluto, which is, of course, dealing with all kinds of deep stuff because it's a far out planet. Therefore, it's far inside. A lot of times with Pluto, we're dealing with old wounds. And we are really also discovering powers and understandings and knowledge that's deep within us, right? So we might all of a sudden be coming into alignment or epiphany or aha moments. So, yay, Pluto in retrograde. Yay, Gemini. Yay, sun going crazy. There isn't a whole lot of extra things turning in. And if they are, they're on the lower disk. So they have the opportunity to, if they are becoming complex and eruptive, they might blow below the earth and not at the earth. So there's nothing center disk that is currently available to see turning towards us. But of course, keep your eye on space weather. It leads into today. What are we today? Today is Wednesday, June the 4th. And Venus in its alignment today is really sort of giving us the energy or that sort of leap of faith energy or let's see what happens kind of energy when I think of like new love or what could happen or this is going to be great. But really not in regards necessarily to love, but just sort of like, hey, if I wanted to do this in my life or I wanted to move here in my life, what would that sort of be? Right. And so this is the energy of just like, fuck it, let's see. Is the energy that Venus is creating and you'll start to sort of see maybe the directions that the universe or your soul is leading you. It's going to be a breadcrumb sort of situation, not a encounter with the divine per se. It's not going to be like somebody's going to come in full apparition before you and say, this is the path you should take. But you're going to start to see a synchronicity and alignment that one of these things that you're focusing on is a brighter path or an easier way, or if it works out, a more exciting path. And so that's probably the breadcrumbs. My hair's a little frazzled today. It's that kind of day, I suppose. Oh, that made it worse. What ifs? Anywho, blah 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 blah. Oh, also today is a good day to sort of look back where we're at month 6, right? Like see how far you've come mentally, emotionally, outlooky, whatever that means, optimistically, in the last 6 months. Like what work have you done? What did you think you were going to overcome? What sort of has been done? And then really sort of get into the idea that Venus has sort of laid a breadcrumb for you to follow based on all that energy. And there's some place that you can end up. Tomorrow, Thursday, June the 5th, Mercury and Mars are coming into alignment. And really, this is sort of a mental clarity, right? So if you're looking for a path on Wednesday, Thursday, you sort of have this mental clarity along with the energy of Mars to actually act on it. And in acting on it could be just simply like, let me run the numbers, let me see if this is the case, let me see how that would work out, right? And so that energy of putting it into that possibility of a path really is what sort of causes it to solidify, right? Once we start to focus on what we want rather than, I don't know, I'll take anything, right? The universe can't really act on that, and you get a whole lot of hodgepodge. But when you sort of figure out a path, then the universe starts to show you how that path works out. And when you act, the universe gives you energy to continue to act. So look for that on Thursday. Oh, that got me out of breath. It must be all the solar energy. Gemini, why are you making me breathy? Why are you making me breathy? Hi, Jason's report is a lot of breathing into the microphone this morning. Is it this morning? It's still this morning. I think so. Oh, Jason's disoriented from all the energy. Leads us into not tomorrow. We already into tomorrow, Thursday. Leads us into Friday, 6/6. 6/6 is a power day. All the dates that match the month end up being sort of an energy portal, and sixes are usually about physical reality. So you want to think about this as the physical manifestation, right? So things you might have been thinking of, the things that you discovered on Wednesday, started to research on Thursday, Friday, maybe is the time to act on those. And the idea is to not just do generic work, but sort of understand that this is a spiritual action, right? When you have these discoveries and then you do something, it's not like, oh, this is the great part. I had a discovery, and then this is work. This is, I had this great discovery. My soul, whoever is leading me on this pathway, and then taking holy action or spiritually based action is a lot different than work. Work is mundane. Work is tiring. Work is earth level, right? We're doing this action, so we're working in the world for the embodiment, the expansion of the soul. That sounds like fun. Leads us into Saturday, June the 7th, 2025, and the moon and Pluto in retrograde are really let's see, how do I put this? They might be allowing or causing to erupt emotions. This could be an emotional trigger. This could be something about relationships. This could be somebody like a boss at work. This just sort of watch that the alignment of the energy is that if you're usually well regulated, this is the time for the eruption of those emotions. Or if you've been holding something in for a while, you might have the potential to let that loose on Saturday. When we get into high emotional states, it's good to pay attention to our pets. A lot of time our pets will take on our emotions, right? So if we don't have those eruptions, you want to look for any abnormalities in your pet and see if they're taking the emotional hit for you. And if you sort of see something awry, then definitely address that in whichever way you like to address your pets. Obviously with love and intention to expand their consciousness and healing as well. Blah, blah, blah. That was Saturday. Next is Sunday, June the 8th, 2025. Mercury conjuncting Jupiter. This sort of energy is a drive that somewhere far off might be better, right? And so you want to sort of take this energy with a grain of salt, right? It's not like leave all your problems behind and get the heck out of here, but it might be that it's calling you to some place that seems far away because you could better serve yourself and the planet and your purpose and all that fun stuff in another location. So if you've been thinking about that, or you've been like trying to get out of where you're at, then Sunday is definitely a good energy day for doing that. Mercury in Cancer really sort of line up to give us the energy you might experience on Sunday, past experiences. And you're like, what did that mean? Or they were meaningless, or those were hard, right? You might start to gain some meaning from those. Like, hey, this happened, and because of that, blah, blah, blah. And so therefore the next step is blah, 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 right? That could be in conjunction with getting the heck out of town. Kind of things. So I won't say Sunday is going to be an ecstatic energy, but pay attention to sort of being like, I really have this sort of notion to just get the heck out of here and do something all new. Maybe that's the way to do it. Leads into Monday, 6 to 9, June the 9th, 2025. The moon squares Mars. Uh, it's like this is progressing as a pay attention to your emotions and be mindful of your path, because moon squaring Mars sort of leads to hasty decisions that sort of arise usually around money, right? So a lot of times if we have the option, this guy, to pay for it rather than do the work and the steps and take a little longer, right? This is hasty decisions around money. And then cautionary tale about this hastiness of doing or acting right away. This might also be a cautionary tale to if you're thinking about a new relationship, whether that be business or romantic, sort of like take some stock and see if you're acting hastily, like, just because you're like, this is going to be great, or I'd like this relationship. Well, you were like, is it good for you? Do you really like it? Or are you just like, I need to do the next thing or be in the next relationship? And also Mercury's going to score Cancer. So Monday, pay attention for the possibility of family drama. And if it is summertime and everybody's around each other, or schedules have shifted and yada yada yada, plus all the things the sun and the planets are doing. Cautionary tale: be kind to each other. It might be a rough Monday next week. Leads into Tuesday, 6/10, last day of the report. Mostly a quiet day. In the energy, there's a lot of other planetary stuff happening on Monday. And Jupiter into Cancer starts on Monday, goes into Tuesday. So I'll talk about that here. And really, it's cause of the rise of the ambition, right? Like, I don't want to say it's necessarily going to be like you look back and like you coulda, but you're going to have this inspiration and you'll be tempted to say it's too late or not educated enough, blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, I'm in my late 40s and it's too late to do it. I'm just going to whatever, right? So that's the energy that Jupiter into Cancer is. That rise in ambition, and just the cautionary tale is that ambition isn't something to be ignored and isn't something that's coming to you because it can't be done to cause pain and discomfort. It's really causing you to say that you can be brand new, and all this energy that moves through the week. Really, if you have a cautionary tale and you watch your emotions, actually could be a new trajectory in life, right? It's like we hit our new season. This could be a new season for you. So that'd be fun. That felt very preachy with the little stained glass behind me. Anywho, I think that's everything for the week. I should be in the shop the rest of the week. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I don't think I'm going anywhere. I might go somewhere. Maybe I'll not pay attention to anything I put in the report and just shut down the shop and go move to the mountains. Let's all start a commune. I'll teach us how to breathe, and then everybody else can farm and all that fun stuff. Anyway, New Dimensions Crystals.com if you want to book a session and get some help with your alignment. If not, come by the shop 11 to 5 today through Saturday. And I'll see you next week. Looking for the button to hit stop. Until next time, everybody, many blessings. Oh, button went away.